How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I had did a video yesterday on the tragedy that went down in Dallas, Texas. And pretty much everything that I said was going to happen, like many other people said it was going to happen, all of a sudden now they're backpedaling. And their chief of police right here, she told a pack of lies, but that's what she's there for. Because trust and believe, when you see one of us that make it this far, trust and believe, they have done a lot to support white supremacy. So I have a link that I'm going to put here that is very lengthy, and at your leisure you can read it. And there's a few videos in there that you can look at, and we already pretty much know what's going on. But you know, the media are gonna put their spin on it, but then we got people that know these people or near these people. And what did it for me was well, it was a lot of things that did it for me, but what did it for me was I got a link from Nicole Ali. Thank you, Nicole. And it was a very short video, and I know many have seen it. It just happened that at this apartment complex, when you stick your key in the door, it will show green. Okay, green is letting you know it's cool, you can come on in. Well, there is no way she could have been at the wrong door because it appeared to be red. And y'all can read all that bullshit in there and all them lies in there and all that kind of shit. But I got a news conference for the royal family that's going to bring it home for the royal family. So let's listen to this.
We spent the day mourning with his family and hearing from city officials. We spent the day hearing from law enforcement about what their investigation looks like and what next steps will look like. We know that early on yesterday, the Dallas Police Department deferred the investigation to the Texas Rangers office, and the warrant that seemed to be looming was withdrawn. From everything that we've heard, from the things that we know, we're not sure about exactly what happened, but we know that at least one law enforcement official and everyone that we've spoken to today has presented enough evidence that there was at least enough evidence for a charge of manslaughter, and that there is likely evidence for even stiffer penalty charges. With that in mind, if there's probable cause that a crime has been committed in this jurisdiction, it is incumbent upon law enforcement, and in particular the district attorney's office, to issue a warrant for the arrest of the officer involved. This family is frustrated. This family is upset. This family is grieving that has not happened yet. We believe the fact that has not happened yet is a reflection on deferential treatment for law enforcement officers. We're not asking anyone to jump to any conclusions. We're not asking for law enforcement to convict this person or deny them their right to due process. But we're asking that they be treated as any other citizen where there's evidence that they committed a crime be treated, and that is for a warrant to issue and for an arrest be made. And so we're calling on the Rangers and on the district attorney's office at this time to make that happen in swiftly.
We...
You want to switch?
Okay.
Now it's...
See the yellow cable? Just turn that. There you go.
Mothers Against Police Brutality is calling for swift and immediate arrest of the officer involved. We want full transparency. We would like the name of the officer to be released publicly, and we would like the district attorney to act swiftly and give us immediate charges. We know that there have been calls for peace, but peace does not come without justice. And so in this moment, we are calling for justice, not only for Botham, but also for all victims and all families and our whole community who grieves with this family. It's unacceptable. This is an unacceptable way for Dallas to represent itself to the world. This is an opportunity for the city to be transparent and take swift and immediate action to correct the wrongs that have been done over the last hours and days.
Now I'm going to give maybe 5 quick questions, and then we're going to dismiss. No, the family will not be giving any statements today. Anyone with any questions?
Earlier, you posted on Twitter about the possible officer's identity. Are you willing to identify that officer and say how you know that that's also?
Yeah. You know, that's the name that's been available in the public domain. It was my understanding that it was released. I've learned that it has not been officially released. And so, again, I want to echo the cry of mothers against police brutality, that the law enforcement official community, in their goals towards transparency, go ahead and confirm that name and officially release it. We have nothing to substantiate that those claims. Certainly, no one who has been attached to the family or any of the law enforcement officers that we've spoken to can confirm that. In fact, they've said just the opposite.
There is a lot of information like that going around right now while we wait on law enforcement to give some of those answers. Any concerns about that?
Yeah, when we're not fully transparent, when the investigation is wrapped in a crowd of mystery, when we're not treating the suspect as any other suspect, it leads people to speculate. We lose valuable evidence. It leads to distrust in the community, and I think that it hurts not only this family but the integrity of the process. And so, again, we're calling not only for transparency but accountability by the powers that be, including law enforcement officers represented by the Texas Rangers and the District Attorney's Office, who is solely responsible for the prosecution of crimes within this jurisdiction.
Given the District DA Johnson's comments after the Jordan Edwards case, she said that she was going to convict officers that do wrong. Do you see this as another opportunity where she can step up and bring this family justice?
It's certainly an opportunity, and it's now incumbent upon DA Faith Johnson to stick to her word. We don't see young Jordan Edwards' case as an anomaly, but instead as hopefully a turning point in this community, where law enforcement does receive a message that if they commit a crime, they'll be treated as criminals, and that they won't be held to a lower standard, but to a higher standard than the average citizen.
It's not only an opportunity, it's a requirement.
Have you been able to speak to Faith Johnson about this case?
No, but Faith has been, I've spoken with members of her office, I've spoken with the Public Integrity Unit, and she has agreed, and she's anxious to meet with this family and to explain to them, and so that they can ask direct questions about why this seems to be going a little differently than it would have if the suspect was a non-law enforcement.
Are you the only attorney on this case, or do you have other co-attorneys that are representing the family?
At this time, I'm the only attorney on the case. Okay, thank you guys.
All right.
There's a quiet battle happening on our street.
Excuse me for that, family. So, let's go back here. So, the chief of police, she lied and said that there was going to be total transparency, and it doesn't matter if the Rangers do the investigation or not. They are investigating themselves, and they are insulting our intelligence, because there is, first and foremost, police force involved, and there was a white woman involved. And we already know, because we're not going to mince our words over here on the True Royal Family. White supremacy then kicked in fully. See, it's like what my husband said. When it's us that have, unquote, have committed a crime, they use the letter of the law. But when it's them, it's the spirit of the law. Now all of a sudden, convenient amnesia kicks in. People forget to be professional because it came out of her mouth that they have some of the finest detectives on the planet in Dallas, Texas. Now everybody is at a toddler state. You know, we don't have a clue what to do. We know exactly what's going on. And all this stuff about she's eager to talk to the family and all of that, that ain't gonna be nothing but a line of shit. They do not care. They never ever will care. And they need to stop insulting our intelligence. Now, what they are doing now is trying to figure out how to come up with the best business decision. And see, my attitude about it is, fuck having a trial and all that. Just throw some motherfucking money on the table. Tell the family, we don't give a fuck about your family member or anything. Take this motherfucking money. Go back to the Caribbean or wherever the fuck y'all come from. Don't mention the name no more. In fact, take all his pictures down and all that shit. Because we don't give a fuck about you. And then the other problem that they're running into is they can't find shit on him. Because trust and believe, if they could find shit on him, it would already be plastered everywhere. Same old line of shit. So, like I said, white supremacy has kicked in. And I say this often on the True Royal Family. Everything that these people are doing in this system, that is exactly what they are supposed to do, to uphold this shithole. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. Yes. And the divine hand is doing what the divine hand needs to do. And so the question that I often ask the royal family, what are we supposed to do? That's the question that I ask, because we have to keep going back to the enemy to ask them to do right by their fuckery. They don't give a fuck about us. And many is tired. Now, I ain't lost sight of the other stuff, but I ain't gonna mention it right now. The obvious, the obvious pictures. And when you read this, they're going to proceed to lie and say they didn't know each other, even though we seen a picture of them together and all this type of stuff like that. I'm not gonna speak on the obvious because we didn't already spoke on the obvious. I'm just focusing on the lies. And it is a tragedy because this family is going through something, all right? And I know people disagree with certain things about this family. I do too. But I'm looking way above that because it's just how this system get down. So I just wanted to update the royal family on whatever I could find. She's not arrested. She's all devastated and all that fuckery. So I'll get back to the royal family, or one of us will get back to y'all when there's some more fuckery. So right now, convenient amnesia has kicked in and nobody don't know what the fuck to do. So anyway, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.